side of Team Untitled to grab back the snowball. But here we are into the draft. Sarah and Ray, take it away.
Thank you, thank you. And Sarah, nice to have you finally from the minute one. Unfortunately, I was late in the previous game, but this time around, of course, I'm sticking here. And it's nice to have you back.
Definitely Ray. And we do have to thank Peachy for carrying us.
Of
She
course.
has been around for so long. She definitely deserves a raise. Anyways, we give up on the flattery. And back to all seriousness for this match. We can see Rayuga once again going in for the Fanny ban. Definitely justified. Again, the Matilda getting banned out. Quite the similar draft as game number one. While Untitled, they go in for the Hayabusa ban once again, and I'm assuming there is going to be a Kalia ban or at least a healer, or even of course, the Lucas gets the respect ban. That's quite justified right there.
But it might leave out Kalia Zushin, like just like we discussed, right? So they definitely need to prioritize it. Previous game, the Herod did not really work out into the favor too much, but I have a feeling whoever gets the Herod this game, I feel like I just have a feeling, okay, a gut feeling that Herod is going to be really a good power pick in this time around. But let's see. Kalia and Zushin still going to be left out open. What else ban do they have? And yep, I do agree. I feel like they can. Yeah, a jawhead seeing every game can be a little bit boring, but I feel like the strength that the jawhead brings is a little bit too much for Ryuga, and I feel like Untitled should recognize it and perhaps at least okay. Ryuga is the one who bans out the Zushin, so that means that they want to go for something else entirely.
Exactly. They did ban out your Juxian this time, Ray, so you won't be seeing her anymore in this game. So pray that there's a third one and Title actually carries this one. And on for the third ban for the side of Untitled, I do think of course, it's the Garutkacha getting banned now, which means that Kalia is still open for both Rocco and Visal to pick up, and they have been quite efficient on that hero. So we'll definitely have to see what Team Rayuga is planning here. Are they going to prioritize their EXP? And they do. They definitely. I called it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I understand that they have kind of a fear of the Gatot, but come on, guys, it's Kalia. Kalia is like Gatot Pro Max, guys. She has the knock up, she has the pick off, she has heals. What else do you need? She's like a full on package. And I feel like giving away to Kalia is gonna be really hefty, sum that they have to pay. Yup, you're gonna get Purify, but Purify is not gonna be coming in handy each time if you've already used up, especially if they pick up a mage that does not have a dash, because you're going to use that purify to escape in a lot of situations, right? So I feel like giving it a Kalia, they're going to be suffering a little bit of consequences. This might just be a clean sweep, unless Untitled can prove me wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. Maybe I have the reverse Costa Jinx. There we go. I just told you. The Hearth is not going to be immediately picked up, but there we go again. Untitled also pick up the Batang. The previous game it did not work out. Will it this game?
Good question right there. And is Team Ryuga going to repeat the Kimi pick onto the goal side while picking up a high loss once again for the Roam or the EXP, wherever they want it to be? But then again, they still have to lock in on a mage, otherwise Untitled is going to be panning out on those mid laners on towards the second banning phase, because
Mm-hmm.
obviously who wants a skill to have an advantage on his preferred heroes? Obviously not. They do have to give Daki a little bit of an easier time since it's obviously a difficult matchup for her in the mid lane. Then again, job well done by her, so we'll have to see how this match plays out.
Absolutely. And let's just see how the draft really works around this. Okay, they pick up the Kimi, and of course, the CEO goes into the hands of Chocolate Chan. So expect some fast-paced jungle. And I mean, since he's been a jungle main for a very long time without any. Oh. You mentioned it on the previous day, like that day, Sarah. You mentioned a notorious Baksha main. It looks like they're going all in because, of course, they have to. This is the match point. They don't want to get clean sweep. What do you have the expectations for the? I mean, you're more well acquainted. What expectations do you have from this Baksha?
Like, is this a Florian Baxia combo? But who's gonna give them the Florian? The Florian is gonna get banned out. Use your brains, man. The Florian is gonna be getting banned out. I think they are going to be looking in for that Matilda or Phyla or even a freaking Estes or Angela to be picked up in the draft for
Angela,
Untitled.
yeah. I feel like
Both,
Angela.
yeah, Angela might just be viable, but then again, with the amount of dashes and the amount of mobility which Team Rayuga has at the moment, still quite risky to be playing those supports. Baxia Florine,
Absolutely.
that's one of the strongest compositions you can play unless your enemy is an aeroplane fire standard. But okay, uh, every everything aside, G-Man title here with the focus and Hylos bands right there. So we'll have to see what the last band is going to be. Definitely, I think it's going to be a Matilda band coming in from Rayuga.
It's already been banned out, actually, if I'm not wrong. Yep, it's been banned out,
Oh
so it
yeah,
makes
oh yeah.
sense. Don't worry, don't worry. We're seeing 3D bans, right? So it's we are too used to 2D. We gotta let go of the 2D waifus. Gotta embrace the 3D guys. But yeah, jokes aside, looking at the fact that this is the issue. I feel like they could have prioritized the floor in. Like, come on, like if you what if the Baksha was a kind of a last minute decision? That's the whole reason they did not really commit to it. Like they did not prioritize the floor in. Was it a last minute decision? Because it really screams to me like that. Because especially when you consider they could have picked it up earlier.
Exactly, quite well said there. Because what should I pick or what should be my next pick? But obviously, they went in for the Bakshia for that constant anti heal effect, which is going to be coming in from his passive. And Daki here does get her comfort pick. It is going to be the Sicilian in the mid lane against a possible Farsa pick, maybe coming in from A skill. So we'll have to see what happens. But then again, Team Untitled here a bit of a sketchy draft so far because there's still no healer for the Bucks here. So we'll really have to see how this plays out for them. But on the hand of Rayuda though, they have three comfort heroes, the Suyo, the Kalia, as well as the Kimi. And on to the next ones, they are definitely going to be just picking up on the other comfort picks left up.
Absolutely. Giving already three really good comfort picks into the hands of Rayuga Esports is not something that they wanted. And I mean that this is where okay, they go in with the Eve and Glue combo. It's a really interesting choice to be sure, but quite of a welcome one because glue is something that you really don't want to mess with if you don't have the concrete counter. And so far, they don't exactly have it. It's all magic damage. Yes, Harry does dish out true damage, but that's after the Starlium side and he gets a few more magic items to scale up with the true damage, but it's gonna take time. On the other hand, I feel like Blue will just full on go magic defense, call it a day, and not be bothered because he's going to be really tanky for them to chunk down. And last one, this is obviously going to be either a Rafaela or an Angel. I feel like SS will be a little bit too immobile. It will be a very easy picking that they don't want to go for unless they want to surprise me. But I feel like it's probably going to be an Angela at most. Okay, no
Okay.
healer? No healer?
Jawhead! Joker once again on his comfort pick. Jawhead going to be coming in, which means that we will be seeing Kimi on that Purify once more, which does make it a little bit easier for the Baxia to catch her off guard. But then again, it is Team Rayuga, and they have Isal and Rocco on the front line. Are they even going to let the Baxia and the Jawhead reach to her? No, they won't.
Yeah, Vishal, this is your like what do you say, well requested place. Vishal is just so strong in the front line. They're not gonna be able to cross him because it's a true thing. There's Kalea with the heals, and there's of course the glue. I'm not really sure how they're gonna go through it with it. Especially, I feel like Badang will have to do a lot of heavy lifting. I know Baksha is there, but he's mostly gonna be a sandbag, or at least try to provide the slow. It's mostly gonna be either the Badang or the Johai to make the play. And if it doesn't happen, if it fails numerous times, I feel like this might just be a very walk in the park for Rayuga Esports.
Exactly. And ironically the fact is that 4 to 5, like actually all 5 of their picks are proper comfort picks. And even Kaimko is on his Bakshia, Daki is on the Sicilian, Shane is on the Harriet. So it's like a battle of comfort picks versus comfort picks. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of Dawn. And here
Let's
we
go.
can see Sasu and Sakura and Sasuke, Chocolate-chan, ex-Rocco. Welcome to the land of the. I just ran out of words right there.
It's okay, it's okay. It happens, alright? I can relate to it the most. Sometimes you want to say something, it's at the tip of your mouth, but it doesn't really come out. But yeah, whatever. It's okay, because we're going to be diving straight into the game number 2 of this Best of 3 series. And of course, into the casting desk, it's your favorite duo. If it's not your favorite, you need to stop watching. I'm just kidding, guys. It's of course Ray and Sarah. But Let's see over the draft. We do have some criticisms about Untitled, but I would just love that I'm jinxing it and they can prove me wrong. But let's see how it works out. Patang into the XP lane, something that we don't see that often because he gets pushed into the roaming. Let's see if he can be the playmaker here because his damage, his set is going to be the most important. But let's see.
Okay, we can see the early skirmishes coming in. Visal trying to zone them away, and does wait. That's not his ult. Okay.
Yep.
That's your reworked glue right there for you guys. Just one of those broken little things. And Rocco there is stacking up his passive right before the first turtle, and both teams going to be looking for those level 4s so that they can have the maximum advantage at the first turtle of the game.
Absolutely. They're rotating and the turtle has just spawned in. They can really go in for it, but the fact that there's a Suyo, oh, what? A flicker being already used up right away. That's interesting. Oh, it was not a Eve, it was actually a Lui. Looks like she had a really good plastic surgery, but let's see. Look at the Jawhead's positioning.
Okay, look at the ejector play coming on by Visal. Sanguine Cross does manage to get them. And the Badang with the setup. Visal will manage to escape advantage. Chocolate Chan is also going to be caught out very low. And the first blood being secured by Kainku. On to that, Kalia. Not the best start for Team Rayuga here because the first turtle it is going to the hands of Untitled.
Absolutely. You went on full on Eminem mode here. What the Jawhead?
The ejector once more. A good sacrifice right there. Taking down Chocolate Chan already in the first 3 minutes of the game. Good trade coming in. The Turtle and Jungler for just the Roma. Definitely good play up by Rayuga. Untitled right there. And now Team Rayuga will really have to back it up and re-strategize if they want to make a comeback from that early little setback.
Absolutely. I mean, I understand. I kind of see why Joker wanted to go for it right now. Prioritizing Chocolate Chan was the main thing, and they were able to get the first death of his in this tournament, like in Wildcard Stage. That's his first death. That's a statement. But oh, Tsunami Slam into the top lane.
Flicker play coming in by Rocco right there. Went in for the flicker, got Joker, and ulted him right back into the turret. And that was a free easy kill for the Kimi, and that is going to give her a lot of that early advantage because she is going to get her items quite early. That does mean that Harriet now has to strategize a little bit better and try to last hit all the minions while also freezing them up, because then again, that is the only way. And look at that, he uses up the Zaman Force, tries to go away, and gets the Purify, being baited out by 4 people in his lane. That is like absolute rotation domination coming in by the side of Rayuga Esports.
Absolutely, and I just love that you say Kimi got an easy kill. For a second, I was like, oh, why are you calling the Louis easy kill? But oh, onto the top lane, Jawhead goes in.
Rocco trying to get a Tsunami Slam onto one, gets it, but it would not be of much use. Shane trying to get the Zaman Force to work, but misses the dash and will fall prey. And there goes the Purify getting baited out of Rustin. Kaimko coming in from the backline, finds the Kimi in the middle of all of it, will safely manage to run out of the tower. Daki with that early little damage. That's what happens when you give her a comfort hero. She's just going to completely dominate you.
Yep, there we go. Gold laner for gold laner trade Ranger in the top lane, but Kimi just absolutely showing why why I consider her so OP. Frontline isn't gonna frontline you because Kimi's damage will go through with it, and that's the whole reason Harriet was punished. But into the turtle fight we go.
Okay, and look at that, another ejector play being tried, but Visal not going to leave Joker. Joker forced the flicker up, but Visal is all the way into the back line. While here, the Baxi are trying to chase out. Nishtan gets the wall onto 3 of them, uses the best of them, gets 3. Killing spree for the Baxi right there, while Daki finds a Kalia. And now, Team Untitled is finally looking quite strong. Then they definitely will be aiming to take down the tower on towards the bottom side, while Harriet and Kimi just brawl it out quick little things onto the top.
It's honestly impressive. You told me to watch out for the Baksha, and it's actually kind of working out in favor. Chocolate Chan so far 0-1 on a Suyo, which is supposed to be snowballing right from the early game, especially considering the fact they also got a Louis, which absolutely synergizes with the well rotations. But it's really amazing that Kaimiku 3-0-1. This guy absolutely changed the pace of how Chocolate Chan has been playing throughout this tournament, right? No more. It looks like it might just be a game number 3, but it's still a little bit too early to tell because, of course, there's Kimi. Vishal still hasn't been taken down a single once. So if he becomes a little bit too tanky, he will be a massive bother for their whole team. And I'm really willing to see how they can, take him down, because I feel like they don't have enough damage just yet. But just like you said, there's Comfort Hero, the Darky getting the Sicilian might just be able to carry the late game, because even if the Head fails, it basically getting the Sicilian, even if your marksman is not able to do much, the Sicilian can always create that space with the amount of damage it can dish out later into the face once you get stacks up. And there is the glowing one, so not too much healing business that could be coming from the Kalia right now. So let's just see how it works out. Bottom lane turret getting taken down. One into the favors of Untitled. One turtle on both sides. Let's see what happens into the last one, which will be coming soon.
Exactly, and now we can see another Tsunami Slam along with a flicker on to Kaimku. And as we can see, Rustin going to be poked down quite low. Vishal goes in for his ultimate, finds one in the middle of it, and now the Tsunami Slam coming in, but Rocco will be taken down along with Shane, taking down Rustin in the middle of all of it. His kill will try to be escaping with less than 1 HP remaining, but Chocolate Chan onto the back line, goes in, swishes in, takes down the Baxia, and will be escaping right away, but Badan catches in the middle of it, while Taki finds his kill under their tier 1. Chocolate Chan trying to look for an escape here, but those stuns are coming in from the Badan. This is why you don't pick a Suyo against the Badang. And also don't give Nishchan his Badang. And that is why, as you can see, Team UT here, once they're on their comfort, they are looking on a much better trajectory at the moment. And again, on the mid side, we can try to see the Tsunami Slam coming in by Rocco onto the mid side, but Badang gets taken down this time by Rustin. So obviously, a little bit of a setback for UT right here, but they are still on the lead with a 2k goal lead and 5 kills in their favor.
Absolutely. They are able to really take the pace of the game this time around, but looking at the positioning, Suyo is nowhere nearby. Do they want to commit to it? They cannot. Kaimiku immediately gets it with the fast jungling speed of the Baxia. Level 11 right now. Would love to see the itemization, because I want to see... Okay, he gets the Radiant armor, so Kimi is not going to be that much of a bother. He also has the Blade armor, so Kimi's basic attack will also get reverted back. Yep, I know she's magic, but since Kimi also initiates as a basic attack, it counts. And because of it, Kimi will hurt herself while trying to hurt him. 2 Radiant armor already into the place. Barang has the Thunder Belt onto the other hand. Okay, Conceal Plate. Do they want to go for something? Nah, they don't really go for. Louis only has 1 item. That's the anti-heal. Sicilian, though, is a little bit doing much better, because look at that. He's going to be either getting the Lightning Truncheon, or most likely it's going to be the Wishing Lantern. He will be getting it anytime soon. Let's look at the goal lane disparity. Surprisingly, Kimi and Harriet both have 5.9k gold. So Kimi is actually doing still very good, and I think it helped with the fact that Kimi has 3 kills while Harriet only has 2. So even if the team is leading, Kimi having that kill advantage, really still staying on the edge. And of course, Chocolate Chan going for a split push game right now gets away from trouble.
Exactly, and even if you see the Chocolate Chan, he's on a 1-3-1, but there is practically no level gap between him and Kaimku, which just shows his fervor as a jungler and how well he's doing. But look at that, onto the bot side, we can see Joker trying to get an ejector play, but Daki will be caught out in the middle of 3 people while Rustin finds him in the middle of all of it. Baxter trying to go in for the engage, but then uses up his wall, uses up his stuff, Zen is here, finds the kill onto Nishchan right there, but Shane will be finding Rocco in the middle of it, but Rustin gets a double. What is this going to be? Rustin gets taken down, Kaimku with the Blade Armor passive will take down Rustin. What a beautiful mind game being played right there. 2 dead from the side of Rayuga and 3 dead from the side of Untitled. 2 for 3 traded this late. Taki just needs to position a little safer, and that will be the complete wipeout for the side of Untitled.
Absolutely, and you know, I was mentioning it, right? The Blade Armor, it works against Kimi, and it was the doom. If the Kimi just silently went back, she would be alive, but Rustin here really wanted to dish out some damage, but instead had to hurt himself back in the foot. And it kind of proved out bad, because right now, even if it was a positive trade 2 for 3, look at that, they're not in a position to contest for the Lord, and it's a free Lord into the hands of Untitled. The game is really looking into their favor, but Chocolate Chan tries to turn it around to their favor. He has pushed all of the turrets of the tier 1s, so far he's trying to create a little bit of map presence, but look at that, into the mid lane.
Look at that!
Daki
taken down. She gets picked off by Rocco onto that Cadia. Just a little bit of an unfortunate situation. Your Joker will be looking for the ejector play, but Blue with those constant immobilizes, and Rustin with the pew 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 damage coming in. So the Chocolate Chan trying to go in. Shane will be forced to flicker out of the situation with Luoi with the diversion play, trying to look for the yin yang reaction to the minion. Oh my god, the creep saves the life of Kaimko right there.
Creep MVP. Creep is MVP. If that is pretty insane. But yeah, overall, the Lord, they wanted to go in for the trade. They do get the Joker, but the score is still into the favors of Untitled. But looking at how they lost out a member, this Lord will inevitably go into the waste. But what's happening into the mid lane, the purple buff area? Boom, kaboom. A lot of damage being dished out, members being lost, but Shane gets a kill and ultimately gets shut it down as well, Sarah.
Okay, as we can see, Daki with the double kill. Vishal getting caught out in the middle of 4 people, and he will be taken down by Nishchan this time. Daki, having picked up the Divine Glaive right away, is going to be dealing a lot more damage this time. And even Shane would have safely managed to escape out of that team fight. But then, Chocolate-chan had the perfect timing for the Blade Surge. And like I was saying, he is alone trying to do a lot for his team this time around as well. But this time, look at Nishchan. He's trying to go in for the turret, but of course, the Blade Surge has a faster wave clear, and he will be safely defending that tier 2 turret.
So far, Chocolate-chan has been doing a really phenomenal job trying to get the map control, not just pushing but also defending. He defended the Lord all solo, was able to make sure the tier 2 doesn't fall at any cost, because every one more turret standing is one less headache for you. But sadly, that's not the case for the top and bottom lane. Tier 2s do not exist anymore, and because of it, the inhibitors are gonna be vulnerable. The next Lord fight, they gotta take it. If they don't do it, their inhibitor is going to be on jeopardy. Maybe multiple. The 2 inhibitors might just be in a lot of trouble. And once you start to lose out, it's a slow pace toward the inevitable end of your game. Unless, of course, you go with a full wipeout. But that's a chance that you're leading on to fate. Like, what's the chances of that? So instead of it, they have to play the safe game. But at the same time, they gotta take in the risk. They gotta go in for the Lord. If they don't do it, they're going to be facing the consequences. Vishal needs to be on the front line, as well as Kalia has been doing immaculate pickoffs. But this time around, I feel like which target do they want to go for? They have been taking down Daki, but I don't think switching away from Daki is going to be a wise decision either. Either way, they need to make sure Sicilian is taken down first, but at least they can enter the Lord first. But let's see what happens, because of course Kai Miku, well known, what's going to happen? Enter a Lord pit.
Okay, look at that. The Lord already being taken down by Chocolate-chan. They just bursted it away. And the team Untitled didn't even get a chance to try and contest it. Jawhead there trying to go in for a little bit of a play, but his kill and Vishal fall prey already. Team UT is going to be chasing, gets the wall of Rustin and takes him down. Okay, 3 dead for the side of Rayuga. Team Untitled could go in for the straight mid lane push, but then again, the Lord is going to be marching down the bottom lane. It's a Lord for 3 trade, not the best of decisions, being taken down by Rayuga right here. I think that's a little bit of a network issue, but look at that, as we were mentioning, they try to go in for that mid lane push, but enhanced minions are going to be quite stronger for the side of Rayuga at the moment, while Kaimko is going to be solo clearing the Lord this time. As we can see, Team Untitled still defending it, still maintaining their goal lead by 3k. And here Vishal and Chocolate-chan and his gear, 3 people trying to zone out Nishchan, but he will be able to escape right away with no problems at all. These 2 teams, they are still brawling it out so well, and even the goal gap is quite low, just a mere 3k, which can be covered with just 1 shutdown. And as we can see at the moment, lanes are going to be frozen, and Untitled, they really need to go for those little pickoffs so they can end the game.
Absolutely, Sarah. And I just feel like this game is going to get dragged on a little bit, because of course Rayuga is not going to let this game go out of their grasp that easy, right? And because of it, we might just see this game getting extended to even at least maybe 16, 18, or maybe 20 minutes, because I feel like it's going to go that way. But so far, of course, it's going to be a slow and intense game, a game of patience. A patience to wait to see who does the first mistake. But of course, one upper hand that Rayuga has, it's that diversion. That diversion can really create something unexpected for Untitled. And that is mainly, I feel like, at this point of the game, this is where Louis would be able to shine the most. This is where she has the power to control and change the pace of the game completely. But at the same time, I feel like Untitled, they have the map presence They are aware that there could be a play coming, so they are going to be playing a very safe and concise game, making sure that, of course, Ezekiel here doesn't get the any form of advantage.
Look at
Oh,
that,
well,
look at
stop.
that with the early wall coming in, but Rocco gets the tsunami slam onto her. Nishan will be trying to escape, but Rocco gets caught. Rustin taken down very low. Will be taking down the Joker right away with the, oh my god, with the Joker right there. And Shane also takes down Ezekiel in the middle of it, gets the double kill onto Rocco. The minions are going to be cleared right away. 3 dead for the side of Rayuga. Untitled can just go in for that one final push. It's just 2 of them remaining. Or are they going to be securing the Lord? Ray.
I think they need to go for a safer route, and I think they will. Going for the Lord is going to be much better because, of course, you don't want to risk it. Don't want to go in because despite there's only 2 members, Vishal and Chocolate Chan, they have decent amount of wave clear that they can make sure that the wave gets immediately pushed back. Even if it costs perhaps, Glue might get taken down, they are aware. So I think this is a good sign. They're paying respect to 2 of the members from Rayuga and going for a safe route, which I highly appreciate. But let's just see, the Lord's going to be coming up in 10 or 15 seconds. And not having any more tier 2s. Oh, the Lord came in quick. Just like me, I came quick, right? Even if I was late. Jokes aside though. 5 members versus 5. Both have one goal to get the base. One is to defend, one is to take it down. Let's say the Lord final push. Is this gonna be a game number 3?
We do hope. And look at that, the Sanguine Claws actually catching 2 of them. Raki being forced to purify out. Rocco, no more Tsunami Slam right there, but the ejector on the Visavis has been taken down very low while Rustin finds Nishchan and Shane in the middle of it. He is still quiet, healthy. He is looking for Joker. The Yin Yang reaction takes down Daki and Joker very, very low. Look at the diversion play coming in. Daki is unaware. But okay, Lloyd did not actually commit to it. Okay, they are still safe. But a major setback for Team Untitled. They could not push ahead with that Lord, and now 3 of their members are dead, which means that Rayuga is going to be using to their full advantage.
Really great defense coming in from the hands of course, Rayuga. Honestly, I feel like even Untitled was caught off guard by it, and they were not prepared for that, of course, brutal retaliation that was coming in. 3 members already getting taken down, and right now, the pace has changed again. It's a full-on back and forth, but oh, Kalia wanted to commit.
Okay, little bit of the ejector being missed out, but Rocco is going to be caught out very low. And look at Shin, he's trying to go in for the dashes. He will find Ezekiel. He does not. Ezekiel manages to survive with 1 HP, but look at the Bucks. You're chasing him onto the very nick of their own spawn. Nishchan coming in from the back line, but Chocolate Chan gets taken down by Nishchan once again. This time Rustin Trill still trying to deal damage, but Shane is still very, very healthy, has the amount of shield he needs. We'll try to look for the kill on the Visal, but Visal's the one who holds with the glue. But then again, 4 people dead. Rustin gets taken down by Nishchan here. And once again, a Team Untitled with a little bit of that comeback. Glue will be taken down easily by 5 members of Team Untitled as they are gonna be taking down the base in game number 2.
Team Untitled. Harris even lost his life. They're really excited. But Team Untitled, they proved the tides wrong once again. And looks like they might just be the team that can force a game number 3 against all odds. It really looked like Rayuga would be able to immediately bounce back with those few good pickups that they were able to make. But man, they proved Rayuga wrong, and they were able to force a game number 3. And we are back with our, of course, beautiful host here, Peachy. We're back again. I love that. I love that we all are wearing like suits and staring into the screen. We're judging the viewers. Like, are you liking the stream? Hey, come on, subscribe to the channel, subscribe and support IGC. But yeah, back with our host, Peachy.
Hello guys, and with on that note, do join the Discord, the WhatsApp, all the links are mentioned onto the description. Do check it out. Back again onto the match. What a game coming in from the side of Team Untitled. Totally bonkers. This game I really felt like there was no force pick. This is the game where they could each and every member of the side of Team Untitled could shine on. What about you guys? This game, I really didn't want to look at the jaw head, but it was there and it worked out so perfectly. Was expecting a Suyu onto the second game, onto the side of Team Rayuga Esports, and we got a Sayu. Unfortunately, he did not get a pathway. What could have done something better, Sarah?
Honestly, I feel it's just the fact that Team Untitled got a little more advantage while on their comfort heroes, while Team Rayuga, they just tried to play around the meta. It was their comfort, obviously it was. But then again, the thing is that Suyo, he is weak around magic damage, and that is why he could not really commit to taking down the Sicilian or the Harith during the major team fights. And that is why that's where the magic damage came out on top. Like they like to say, it's a magic damage meta. So obviously the Sicilian and the Harith had the upper hand, and that's where things went uphill for the side of Untitled.
That's
Absolutely.
true. That's true. What about you, Ray? What are your thoughts on that?
Magic is OP, man. Come on, because it's magic. Like it's literally a joke. Like, how do you do it? It's magic. and if and I feel like I just feel like Ryuka's draft was good, was decent. I mean, not decent. It was actually really good. They had a lot of comfort picks, but a few nitpicks I have is, of course, I really prefer Kimi into the goal lane. I feel like they needed someone to dominate the goal lane a little bit better. I feel like Kimi is so much better into mid lane. But even if you take into account that Kimi did really well fare against 3 4 people, like invading her lane so much so often. There was also, of course, Kalia backing her up many times. But yeah, I feel like maybe the Kimi was picked up a little bit too early for the goal lane. I feel like they need to keep the goal lane in the check. That's the only suggestion I would give for the draft. Other than that, I feel like rest everything was perfect. It just that the execution did not fall off short. It just that Untitled this time around played much better. It was much stronger. Of course, Daki getting the Sicilian, it was pretty evident, as well as the fact that Harith, of course, popped off late game so much. Too much damage for Rayuga to be taking in. Glue and Kali are not the most tankiest of tanks. I'm gonna be honest about it, right? Glue
True.
is, of course, EXP laner kind of a tank, and on the other hand, you have Kalia, who's not exactly a tank at all. She's a support. She's more into the lines of something along a Minotaur. Yeah, a Minotaur, and Minotaur is not the tankiest hero, and I think Kalia is actually squishier than that. So I think they were not able to take any of the damage. They had great pick off, but after the pick off, Kalia gets picked off, or at least someone else gets picked off, and after that, losing 1 or 2 members, it's just a numbers game. Once you lose the numbers game, you ultimately lose the team fights. Chocolate Chan played very conservative game, making sure that he was not taken down too many times after a few early 2 blunders. But what can you do? It's a CEO. At most, it's to go for the objectives. But even then, Kaimiku on this Bakshia, as Sarah mentioned, it's notorious. Absolutely was completely able to get multiple of the objectives taken from him. The only one he could not take was, of course, the one that he wanted to go for a steal. But yeah, overall, I feel like this was not much of a draft issue. It was more of the fact that 2 comfort heroes for the hands of Untitled and great execution from their hands.
I agree. And top of that, even though the Suyu did not get the snowball going on, he really tried his best to get the farm going on, making sure that the whole team would be accommodating, that they won't be on the losing side, even though. But the team fights, some team fights, it was there into the hands of Team Ryuga, some they were not. But the times that they were not the late game, I believe that was the time they should have been extra careful.
I agree
Absolutely.
with that. Yeah, exactly. And the fact that UT was actually getting picked off in the mid game, if you notice, especially by Rocco on that Kalia, that he got picked off twice and Harith once. But they learned their lesson. And from then on, the Jawhead, he was constantly around the Harith to provide vision and try to protect, while the Baxia was around Daki. Badang, obviously, you can just leave him alone to be. He's a tanky little man. He will be able to survive. And that is exactly that 2-2-1 setup that Untitled did and defended their lanes very, very well. And on to just the last minute before the game ended, Rocco just went in for a full charge onto the Sicilian because she did not have the Purify. But he did not realize that his team was just a little too far behind to try and provide the backup in terms of damage to try and take her down. That is where the mistake happened. Rocco went in too deep. He got melted by the Harriet as well as the Sicilian because of twitching
Mhm.
lantern, and that is where things went downhill for the side of Rayuga. Otherwise, they were holding out so very strong.
True. They had it on their base. They had it on their hands as well. But unfortunately, I did not wanted to see that the late wipeouts, because 18 minutes into the game, 20 minutes into the game, it becomes so crucial that if you lose your life, the cooldowns are quite high. You cannot make a comeback unless you have the lord, you have the turrets on your side. You having quite at least the tier 2 turrets could help you to actually bounce back, but they just lost the time. They just lost every possible thing in just few seconds. Members falling down like pinballs, plus Glue trying to go in for the bakshi at the last moment. I feel like he should have stuck with the team. He should have went in for a little bit of a support while Kimi was trying to escape. Nishan with the flicker, he knew he had to do it. Nishan knew if this is like the do or die moment, if he doesn't get it, it's going to the game's gonna get extended. That's going to be a little bit of a successful defense, given the fact that they do have a good lane clear. So other than that, and also the main highlight though, Shane jumping in like he knew no minions are there, like he had to do it. And with that, here are the scoreboard.
Chocolate.
Yep. Chocolate
Oh
stand
my.
items.
Oh
Very
my.
pretty. The perfectly orange color combination with the Kalia. Green and orange goes well together, guys. Respect. But then again, obviously, in terms of kills, Untitled wins it. Nearly double of what Rayuga has. But Rustin on the Kimi, job well done with the amount of damage that he was dealing.
Mhm.
But obviously, Sicilian and Harith can out damage that, and Harith is just going to be behind you in one moment and you won't even be able to realize it. That's just what happened. Job well done by Rayuga, but a better job done by Untitled. That's just how this match went.
Exactly. We've been discussing it. It's not that Ryuga played bad. There was honestly there is not much fault you can like flaw you can like take it. You have to be very nitpicky. Like, oh, you should have played Kimi into the mid lane, but that's way too nitpicky because Kimi still works into the gold lane. It's not a bad pick at all in any form, in any shape or form, right? So I feel like if you
Exactly.
gotta be really nitpicky, only then you can find issues with the draft. Overall, this was a very good